What job position is 100% overvalued and overpaid? My uncle was a commercial airline pilot. He described his job as vastly overpaid in normal circumstances and vastly underpaid in emergency situations. Firefighters and paramedics are in the same boat. $60 minus $80K a year in some places to pick up old people off the floor, but only $60 minus $80K to manage the pulseless and dying child at 3 in the morning. President of FIFA. Today, I feel gay. I feel disabled. I feel like a migrant worker. Lol. About 2/3 of the upper-level admins at the university I work for. I am here for a potential change of career. If someone else is regional VP, they are either drowning in responsibilities working 70 hours a week, or they have absolutely nothing to do other than collecting a check. What is something people do in public that makes you uncomfortable? Argue, loudly. I've been there, I've done that, it's not a good look, don't do it. That phlegmy spit thing, and right onto the pavement in front of my eyes. Seeing people rough-handle their pets, spanking, shoving, jerking the leash, or irresponsibly handling their pets, no control over their pet, leaving waste, no basic obedience. People screaming at their kids for something that wasn't their fault. Record TikToks. I've never not seen an instance where it's not uncomfortable and cringy. Coughing or sneezing without covering it. My mom talks on the phone on speaker in public, and it grinds my gears. Take photos of strangers. I'm amazed that it's socially acceptable. I don't want to be on your fucking Instagram. What did the person do? Say that made you go, what the fuck is wrong with you? When my dad was in the nursing home, they weren't running certain expenses, like ambulance rides, through his insurance. When I took over his financials, he was tens of thousands in medical debt that shouldn't have ever been charged to him in the first place. He was in numerous collections, and his credit score was tanked. When I complained to the nursing home director, he said, well, it's not like he's going to be buying a house or a car. Then laughed. My dad was paralyzed from the waist down and needed lifelong care, so he was never going to leave the nursing home. Even though he was technically correct, I gave him the "WTF is wrong with you" look. Then I complained to his boss and he got canned a couple of weeks later. My dad's insurance was fixed pretty quick, too. Who was someone done dirty by the media? Britney Spears. They loved her mental breakdown. Monica Lewinsky. A lot of Dolly Parton media from her early years is pretty hard to watch. She always handled it like a class act, though. A dingo really did eat that baby. Poor Lindy. She was crucified, and even now is mocked and used in pop culture. She genuinely lost her baby, and then everyone dismissed her trauma. Richard Jewell, the not Atlanta bomber. Brendan Fraser, was shamed and blacklisted for admitting to being sexually assaulted in the industry. Wow. And his ex-wife screwed him out of so much money. He's supposedly trying to make a comeback. I hope he does. I miss him. Edit. Holy crap, I think this is my first award. Thank you so much, kind stranger. The hot coffee lady. This is for the Gen Z and Millennials. How hard is it for you to buy a home? Millennial here. All I had to do was marry a girl, buy her a car, help her get her license back, and turn her loose on the streets to get T-boned by a DoorDash driver. DoorDash insurance payout $1 million. Profit. Disclaimer: I don't live in the house as of last week, but that's another story. I prefer a realistic dream, like going to Narnia through my closet. I can afford the month-to-month mortgage. I cannot, however, afford a down payment. And #X200B. Edit. Thanks for the advice in the replies, guys, but I'm not American. The only way I can afford to have a home at this point is if I buy raw land, harvest and process the trees to build it myself. I can afford to pay $10,000 a year on rent, but the bank doesn't think I can afford $7,000 a year mortgage.